The battle of the two best teams currently in the very first season of FEBL. Kami naman ay rerekta para pangunahan ang game day na ito. This is an opportunity for the Philippine Catholic University or the PCU Dolphins para maiangat ang kanilang sarili to no longer have an undefeated team dito sa ligang ito. Here is our schedule for today at kami ang makakasama nyo. My name is Hans Caloria. Together with me is Coach Anton de los Reyes. Coach Anton, this is gonna be one amazing game day ahead of us.
So we do have 4 games today, starting off with the Dolphins against the Great Danes at 2 p.m. PUP Radicals versus the PIC Commandos at 4 p.m. Blue Thunders of RTU against the Arandia College Rhinos at 6, and Wildcats of College of St. Catherine QC against the PMI Admirals.
This is honestly going to be an amazing showcase of talents considering that hindi nagkakalayo ang standings ng dalawang ito. If I remember correctly, right?
That's correct. They do have close in the standings. They're both number 1 and 2. 5-1 for PCU, 5-0 for the AUF, Angeles University Foundation, Great Danes.
Just like what Coach Anton has mentioned a while ago, we're gonna take a deeper look towards the standings at kung papaano nga ba or gaano kalayo ang kanilang nagiging agwat dito against the other competition. PUPs, not falling behind, pero ang goal ng PCU dito ay para wala na talagang undefeated team sa FEBL.
Again, just to go with the tournament format, top 4 teams, double round robin, top 4 teams, first and second seed, twice to beat advantage to get to the finals of the best of 3 finals.
And honestly, this is gonna be a matchup na kailangan nyo talagang panoorin. The PCU Dolphins will be going up against the AUF Great Danes. Will the undefeated streak be extended or will it be stopped right here? Let's discuss a little bit more about the Philippine or the PCU Dolphins. They are currently at 5-1, and honestly, from what we've seen from them, they're a really strong team. Pero minsan, they tend to start really slow, especially in the first half.
So just to recap, they won against PIC in their last game, and you are correct. A majority of their games, they do start slow. One of the reasons for this is because head coach B-Boy Simon, if you notice, does not like to push the ball that much. He would rather focus on their half-court offense to make sure that during those crucial moments of the game, they can execute.
On the other hand, here's a team that can actually push down the ball. It's Angeles University Foundation, the Great Danes, wearing white on the other side now. They are currently 5-0 and they are looking to stay undefeated and make it to 6-0.
So again, just to recap, they won against PLP in our last game day, just last Tuesday, 70-67. That was a close game all throughout. Key blocks by Gian Cruz and CJ Butison saved the day for the Great Danes.
I am wondering about more of the people, the personnel, the key players. And for the PCU Dolphins, it's number 22, probably the leading scorer of them. It's Troy Manipolo.
So Troy, as you call him, Money Man Manipolo, in his last game, had an efficient ball game. 7 out of 10 from the field, 70%, 2 out of 4 from the 3-point territory, 50%, finished with 16 points.
Kumbaga, asahan mo talaga itong si Troy Manipolo to make it rain in this match because going up against him, it may be in a different position, but he's ready. The tall tower, the Great Dane, if you would say. It's number 4, Gian Cruz.
Gian Cruz, he does it on defense, does it on offense. Key blocks in the end game versus PLP. First 2 games ni Gian Cruz averaged 18 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 3 assists. In their last game, had 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So almost a double-double for their Tower of Power, Gian Cruz.
I am sure that both the Dolphins and the Great Danes are ready for some action. But before we start this game, let's throw it over to our courtside reporter, Ms. Angelica Sarmiento, kung meron nga ba siyang nalalaman pang iba tungkol sa larong to. Angelica, what's up?
Happy Friday, Hans and Coach Anton. Looking at their previous game against the PLP Green Warriors, Nagkulang nga daw sa depensa itong AUF Great Danes. Kaya naman kamuntik manganib ang kanilang undefeated title dito sa ating elimination. And this time, Coach Mark made sure that they are complete, well-conditioned, and consistent in facing the PCU Dolphins. At para sa PCU Dolphins naman, mixed emotions nga daw sila ayon kay Troy Manipulo na 11 a.m. pa lang ay nasa venue na, dala ng magkahalong excitement at kaba in facing the Great Danes. At kahit na lamang ang Great Danes when it comes to height, like David and Goliath, they will conquer the giant. Ayan ang sabi niya. And I don't want to keep you guys waiting anymore. Let's turn over to our venue announcer, Gio.
City, as we bring you the continuation of our East Basketball League Season 1. It's the first game of today's Sport Rebel Header featuring Angeles University Foundation and Philippine Christian University. Now let's meet the stars, beginning with the Angeles University Foundation. Starting guard number 6, Paul Tulobi. On guard number 11, George Uzo. At forward number 9, Jasper Larzon. At forward number 77, Charles Bertizzo. And center number 4, Gino Cruz. And this is number spot. And now let's meet the starters for the PCU Dolphins. Starting guard number 22, Troy Manipulo. On guard number 4, Christian Austria. At forward number 11, Kenneth Oyoha. At forward number 81, Don Pascual. And then in the middle, number 10, Rafael Fagalon. And coach is Oscar Bigoni Simon. This is the Marcus Basketball League Season 1. Coming on!
I mean, if you have been watching FEBL for quite some time now, medyo pamilyar na siguro sa inyo ang starting lineups. But again, something that has been unfamiliar with me is Kenneth Obioha being part of the starting lineup because he's usually coming off the bench.
That is a good observation. Kenneth Obioha, they're kumbaga parang spark plug off the bench ni head coach B-Boy Simon, getting the starting nod for today's ball game.
Now it's him finally getting a hold of that basketball. Dolphins have the first possession. They leave it to Pascua now. Just 8 seconds on the shot clock. Austria decides to take it. First shot is a first miss for the Dolphins.
Only one attempt there for the Dolphins. Josh Butison getting that rebound.
Maybe this is the reason why. Obioha is there para pahirapan itong si Buitison upon bringing that basketball down. So he's gonna have to need some help here. Now it's Yoj. Hison decides to take it and leave it for Buitison for the first 2 points.
Nice cut by Butison from the top of the key, diving to the basket. Credit Yoj Kizan as well for finding his teammate inside for the 2 points.
On the board are the Dolphins, or should I say the Great Danes. Can the Dolphins reciprocate the energy? Pascua decides to take it. Medyo contested. Actually, it's very much contested. Now it's almost a fast break opportunity, pero medyo nagmadali. Itong si CJ Buitison, Troy, Christian, Lionel gets it to go.
Lionel Filon, mid-range jumper beauty. One of the players that they are going to look to help out Troy Manipulo.
Now this is another observation. They're starting to go with that full court press. I know it's not that much of a pressure, pero yung una pa lang sinasalubong na kagad compared sa hihintayin mo pa dun sa kabila as a block is taken there by Filon. Good defense by the Dolphins.
So good defense, and just to add to that point you mentioned earlier, it's a 3/4 court press that's being shown by the Dolphins, no doubt just to delay the offense a little bit ng AUF.
Quick adjustment made here by the Great Danes. Lagman, or we call him L3. I don't know. Making his entry right away. Medyo malamig pa coming off the bench. Now it is another turnover. Kuha yan ito Labing. Nagmamadali na naman ang AUF with Tison. Quick run for the 2.
Nice outlet pass to Buitison. Buitison, he knows how to finish those layups.
All 4 points going into the hands of CJ Buitison. Another steal turnover. Now it's Cruz. Tipsy-do isn't gonna work. But look at Labing making it work from the inside.
Paul Labing getting that offensive rebound. You always like that trail job of your bigs. So Gian Cruz missing that shot, but Paul Labing right there to clean it up.
You know, asserting their dominance in the paint, AUF having the size advantage. Mukhang kailangan dito ng konting gana ng PCU. Bringing the energy there was Pascua, but that's his second miss now. Almost a trap to Labing. Tells him to chill out. They still have a lot of time.
Again, Gian Cruz.
That's a traveling violation. There's no better way to put it. Good defense coming in from PCU.
So the defense of PCU making up for that earlier offensive possession when they came up short or came up blank.
Parang ano no, Coach, it usually is, you know, the side of AUF starting really strong, but we're seeing the complete opposite here. Or should I say, they're doing that right now. PCU, this has been, you know, somewhat their struggle in trying to find their pace in the early game, and it has to come from someone. Maybe it comes from Troy, who is holding it. 7 seconds left, in and out move, leaving it to Obioha for the 2 points.
Right on cue, right when you mentioned it has to start from Troy Manipolo. Rightfully so, it has to start from him. He is their leader, and he showed it right there with that play from Kenneth Obioha on the baseline.
Almost 4 minutes have gone by in the first quarter. A pretty fast-paced game. Pero hindi rin pinalampas ng ating mga referees yung nangyari off-ball. It's Labing who's going to be called for an offensive foul. Ball will go back to PCU.
So a moving pick by Paul Labing to get his teammate free. Nice call by our referees, keeping an eye on the action.
Now a chance to tie or take the lead. Ooh, another one of those draw passes, and Pascua made sure na worth it yung pasa ni Troy Manipolo.
I like what Troy Manipolo is doing right now. 2 consecutive assists. He's playing decoy para dito sa PCU Dolphins.
He knows that the pressure is going to be on
exactly.
him. I mean, obviously, if you're the leading scorer of PCU, you have to, you know, realize na, oh my, I mean, they're probably going to double, triple team me. But that leaves other heroes open.
They are going to focus and shut the door on you. And plus, we know that mid-range game of Troy Manipolo. That's why you call him Money Man, because that game is deadly.
He generates points out of nowhere. He makes money out of nowhere. I don't know how he does it, but he continues to make it. But the person who has been the source of points of offense, on the other hand, for AUF has been Charles Buitison. There's been Paul Labing with 2 points, but he has 6 out of the 8 Great Dane points.
Charles Buitison making sure that his team is going to come out on top for this particular ball game.
And now it is the turn of the money man to make it into the charity stripe. This one isn't for charity, this one's for PCU. He has to find a way to, you know, get some points early in this game. Unfortunately, he missed it, but how important is it for you to, if you're Troy, how important is it for you to get some points early pa lang or habang maaga pa?
Well, again, head coach B-Boy Simon, we were joking around earlier, sabi niya parang diesel daw tong mga players niya, medyo mabagal ang simula. But it is important in the sense that you need to have that kind of start, that hot start, and sustain that. So Troy Manipolo cruising in for that layup, now has 3 points in the ball game to go along with 2 assists.
You can also expect him to perform on the defensive end. Buitison leaves it to Lagman for 3, and that is good.
At corner 3 is the specialty of the house of L3. Talking about Leomar Lagman.
Now it's 11-9. Has been the score so far. It's AUF back in the lead after a tie. Austria leaves it for Failon. That's his favorite, and that's the reason why.
That's the second jumper from Failon. Again, they need Failon and all the other players to step up if they want to pull out this win from AUF.
Another person that we need to see stepping up, Gian Cruz. We haven't really seen a lot of points from him just yet, but Lagman has been carrying that, that offensive baggage just to make sure that AUF will stay in the lead. He's going to be fishing for another foul again.
And he did get that foul off of that Manipolo swipe. So Troy tried to swipe it, pero natawagan siya ng foul doon.
And another turnover para sa AUF. Now it's Pascua, the high flyer, leaves it for Troy. That's an easy make.
Troy Manipolo getting his mid-range game to go. Pascua, nice assist. 5 points now for Troy Manipolo. He's starting out hot.
Look at
today's
this.
ball game.
Look at this. Full court man-to-man now for the side of PCU. They don't usually do this, pero they leave a situation. Whoa, look at that. Buitison. I guess it's an understatement to say that he's on fire in the first quarter.
He made it look easy. Talking about Charles Buitison, even if PCU is giving him different looks. Remember, it was Kenneth Obioha earlier. Now it was now Dan Pascal was picking him up.
And that was a good, shoulder fake used by Lionel Failon. The two defenders went on the other side. He went on the other. And now it is back to a 15-13 score. But all of a sudden, it's going to be broken again. Or should I say it's going to be tied once more because Vince Atwell is going to get 2 points.
Vince Atwell getting away from Troy Manipolo. Head coach Biboy Simon not happy with that particular defensive possession of his Dolphins.
All 15 is the score. A bit more than 2 minutes remaining. Now Pascua's going to try. He gets a bit rejected there. Obioha's going to try again. And look at the power of Kenneth Obioha.
The strength of Kenneth Obioha. I like what head coach Biboy Simon did, inserting Kenneth Obioha into this lineup.
Right away.
Making such a big difference. This is no doubt to counter that slow start that they would have or normally have.
This is a really good chess move here. I mean, yung palitan nila, Coach Anton, ng players. I mean, when you looked at it in like the first minute, unang foul pa lang, right? AUF went with like, you know what, let's put an L3.
Yes.
Tapos starting lineup, Kenneth Obioha's there. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the free throw, but that is what you expect. More pressure coming out from them, and that is a good, overhead pass, or should I say football, Tom Brady, whatever you call it.
That was a great outlet pass to the streaking. That's number 13 from
That's
AUF.
Dairit, yeah.
Dairit, that's correct.
Manipolo gets it to the right side. Failon, less than 2 minutes to go now. He decides to take it. Hey, that works.
I don't know if that was a heat check or he's just really feeling it, talking about Lionel Failon.
Coach Anton, this is a race to get 10 points in the first quarter.
Whoever gets double digits first.
It's Lionel Failon who has 8 points. It's, Charles Buitison who also has 8 points. Still PCU with a 2-point lead over AUF. You're still watching the very first season of the Far East Basketball League. This is a 1 versus 2 matchup of the regular season. It's PCU leading by 2, 21-19. AUF turn para makabawi. But that is a foul called against Lionel Filon and the rest of the members of PCU. Coach, 6 players have already contributed for the Great Danes. Meanwhile, PCU, you have 2 people heating up.
That's Kenneth Obioha, Troy Manipolo. 8 points for Obioha, 7 for Troy Manipolo.
Just dominance in the paint. That's what I would call it.
The height advantage of AUF, really difficult to overcome at this point for PCU. They gotta box out more.
Now it's Filon for 3. Not gonna work that time. Probably the final possession of the first quarter, unless they want to pick up the pace. Do they know how much time they still have? 13 seconds remaining in the first. A turnover, not the most ideal. Filon Manipolo decides to leave it for Obioha. He lets it a bit go. 3 seconds. Austria fires up a 3. That's good! A maker to finish off the first quarter as PCU and AUF is starting up hot. But it's the hot waters of the Dolphins making sure that they're in the lead.
Christian Austria there, buzzer beater 3. Take a look at that beauty. What a banger we have here, Hans.
I don't know what to tell you, everybody, but this is a game that you're really gonna have to watch. Bawal kumurap. Magbabalik ang FEBL Season 1. Back into the action we go, I guess. First off, second quarter of FEBL Season 1. They're going to be picking up the pace right away as Filon tends to miss that. And the foul is going to be called against him as well. He wanted a quick set of points, but that's not going to happen for the Dolphins.
He wanted to get that ball back as well after missing that attempt.
Now it's Buitison against Austria, using his body. Now they leave it down inside. And that right there is Gian Cruz trying to, you know, live up to the potential, live up to the expectations. And now he finally got a chance to score points.
Charles Buitison finding Gian Cruz, no doubt wants to get his big man involved. Lionel Filon picking up 2 quick personal fouls here in the second quarter of action. He's got to watch out because he's an integral part of this PCU Dolphins offense.
You know, PCU has been doing a good job in trying to contain itong si Gian Cruz. We haven't really seen a lot of offensive contributions and opportunities para sa kanya, but unfortunately, that's another foul called against AUF. They're somewhat struggling. Or not somewhat. They're actually struggling to find a person na mabantayan talaga itong si Manipolo ng
Yes,
mabuti.
they're trying to contain Troy Manipolo, but Troy Manipolo just doing a great job in today's ball game.
Now they leave it to Daluz. I'm used to seeing Daluz with long hair, but you know, it's a new revamped style of his. Austria leaves it for Lieva. Bagong salta, pero hindi mo na mapapasok ang kanyang tira. Now it's AUF. Buitison decides to pop it. Not working that time. Cruz almost retrieving it, but the lose now. On the lose he is. Leaves it. But it is also left by his teammate. Now MJ Elospa chasing the ball. Good fake for the 2 points.
Just high basketball IQ being shown by MJ Elospa. Getting that fake, giving that fake, getting his defender up in the air for that deuce of his own.
Hindi siya nagpadala doon sa bilis na meron yung pacing ng ating laro. Instead, he's just really trusting his style. Austria, same spot. Not gonna be the same result. Witison leaves it for MJ again. He decides to retrieve it. 4 Dolphins are there. Quezon takes it in. Cruz absorbing the contact. Not gonna be enough there, but Quezon instead is gonna be called for the foul.
Well, Gian Cruz being double teamed inside. Nothing he could do there. George Quezon getting called for the foul, so the ball is definitely going to be on the side of the PCU Dolphins.
Intensity is real for both of these teams. Now, I want to know more from our courtside reporter, Angelica Sarmiento. What's up?
Don't be surprised. The first quarter pa lang inspired basketball ang pinapakita nito ni Troy Manipolo, who made 7 points at this early. Nabanggit ko nga kanina, siya ang number 1 excited about this game. Di lang dahil mahigpit nilang kalaban ng Great Danes, kundi ang pagkapanalo daw nila dito ang magsisilbing birthday gift niya sa kanyang daddy na may kaarawan bukas. It is his way of giving back the love and support of his father. So let's see if he will be able to wrap that gift successfully. Hands and Coach Anton.
Maraming salamat, Angelica Sarmiento. This is really, you know, we're talking about standings and all that, but for Troy Manipolo, it's something else. It's a birthday gift for his dad. No wonder he's playing so well at may gusto talaga siyang ipakita to not only prove that PCU can dominate in the league, but to also showcase that to his dad that, you know, he's a really good player and that's a birthday gift of his.
It's personal pala para kay Troy Manipolo. So advance happy birthday to his father.
Advance happy birthday.
Yes, advance happy birthday to Mr. Manipolo.
Now it's Malyabo heading forward into Lieva. Decides to take it outside. Cruz playing good defense. Kaya naman matatawagan ng traveling ito si Lieva.
Hans Leva, a bit unsure of what he was going to do in that particular possession. You gotta be able to commit. If you're gonna take that shot, take that shot. If you're going to pass, make that pass. Do not second guess yourself.
You know, Coach, compared to like the first few games na nakita natin sa dalawang teams na to, medyo short ang rotation. Medyo mas maikli ang ikot nila ngayon as Dairit lines up a 3. That's good!
Troy Manipolo gambling on that steal, could not get that steal, left Dairit wide open for that top of the key 3-pointer.
And now it's AUF back in the driver's seat, 27-24. Manipolo fires up a 3, is unsuccessful. Kuha ni MJ at parang nakikita ko na ang timpla ng AUF, finding a rebounder there, and then there's someone on the other end of the floor.
So that leak out para dito sa AUF is something that they're going to be looking at every single time. As you see there, Angelo Dairit for that layup.
Kala ko idadakdak na. It's the Great Danes with the lead, 29-24. Angelo Dairet already with 7 points. Buitison with 8. Leo Lagman with 5. This AUF team is starting to get their tools together.
So they are indeed functioning as one well-oiled unit, itong AUF. That's why they have this lead, 29-24.
The Luz lines it up. Medyo maikli. We'll look at Pascua. Quick turn. May nakasabit lang sa kanya dun sa likod, and I believe that is
That's a-
Charles Buitison.
That's a big fish that he was able to catch.
Pangalawa na yan.
Yes.
Itong si Buitison, and you know, especially in this crucial of a game, I know it's the eliminations, but this is probably one of the matches that both teams are really looking forward to, and you can't afford to make a lot of mistakes, lalo na pag medyo malayo pa ang katapusan ng larong ito. Pascua now using the jab step. Failon gets it to the loose, guarded by Atuel, using the screen. Good move. Failon again, favorite step, not gonna work. Atuel leaves it to Buitison. It's now the Great Danes using his body as CJ. That is a traveling violation called against CJ Buitison, and you know, he couldn't really believe it, but that might be on the other side to go for them.
So he was saying that there was a gather before he made that pass. He did not fumble that ball. Pero wala. It's gonna go to the PCU Dolphin side.
Failon going up against Cruz. He's had the better of that matchup so far in this game. Malyabo lights it up. Couldn't work. Tapi ka ng bola, mapupunta kay Obioha, using that strength once again. Hindi man niya maipapasok ang tira, he still gets a chance for 2 points.
Great hustle by Derek Daluz prior to getting that ball to Kenneth Obioha. He scrambled for that 50-50 ball, tapping it over to Kenneth Obioha, who's able to get that foul and now has a chance to get 2 points from the stripe, getting that first one to go.
First free throw made by Kenneth Obioha. Total of 5 points already for this guy. Score is still a bit too tight for them as he misses on the second one. Moving over are the Great Danes. And Lospa stops, pops, not gonna shoot it. But look at Buitison. Even the guards are even really bigger. Pero hindi nga lang papasok yun. Failon waiting for some help. Now it's Obioha using and kissing it off the glass.
Nice pass by Lionel Failon. That secondary fast break working wonders para dito sa PCU. Difficult to stop is Kenneth Obioha once he gets a full head of steam.
7 points already for number 11 of the Dolphins. The loose topic na naman. Atuel finds someone down low. But you know, that was a good foul to stop the 2 points from happening.
I gotta say, that was a great foul indeed. Umaga meron talagang mga foul na, you know, tatapikin mo yung bola to try to get the steal, but at the same time,
Tsaka coach, hindi sila nagtitipid sa foul lately.
Yes.
In this game, right?
Maganda ang, kumbaga, pagka kailangan ng foul, walang easy baskets.
Fresh 14 for the Great Danes. Direct for 3. Won't go. But the ball will be staying with them. Si Failon ang huling may hawak at huling may tanga ng bola.
Could not get control of that leather was Lionel Failon.
Buitison now. Nabitawan ng bola but he still gets it anyway. Decides to challenge Malyabo. Pero ang nakuha niya na si Pascua. 3-on-1 fast break. Decides to take it all the way. Good defense from AUF. But Failon, right there, not giving up on the play for 2.
Wow, Lionel Failon. Such a force inside when he's playing inspired basketball. Mukhang yung inspiration ni Troy Manipolo, it's rubbing off on Lionel Failon as well.
Now that's the first person who hit double digits. 10 points already para dito kay Failon. A hot start for one of the big guys of PCU, kicking it out. Elospa for 3. That's good.
MJ Elospa, timely three-pointer to stop the bleeding. Score was tied at 29 all.
Pero ngayon, extended na naman. Pascua, teardrop, one of his signature moves. Not gonna work that time. Elospa surrounded by Dolphins. The Great Dane is gonna be dropping off the floor. But he's not gonna drop off if it's not worth it. Latag siya ngayon sa free throw line.
Clinton Malyabo getting called for that hacking foul to stop that fast break offense ng AUF.
You know, Elospa has been a spark plug. 5 points in just the second quarter alone. You'll need more of this if you are the Great Danes.
They do need a lot more from their bench. They cannot just rely on Charles Bitison and Gian Cruz to take them home. Yung bench talagang kailangan. They need to step up for today's matchup.
And we've seen him making those 2 free throws as he is really fearless na umatake doon sa loob ng basket, knowing that they have the size advantage and they are using that kontra dito sa PCU Dolphins, who are still trailing 29-34. Final 2 minutes of the first half ay nakikita nyo na ngayon. It's Maliabo, 5 seconds remaining. Good steal coming in from Atuel. Elospa again challenging the defense and gets it to go.
Marvin Elospa, great defense. Pinakita ng PCU, pero Marvin Elospa, grabe yung opensang pinakita niya doon.
Slowly pulling away now are the Great Danes, 36-29. Pamatay sunog ang kailangan nila dito. Maliabo can't deliver it. Cruz, a center that brings the ball down, leaves it to a guy that hangs in the air. But if he can't do it the first time, he's gonna try to do it the second, and the third attempt is gonna be at the free throw line. Mabilisang sagot kaagad. A quick run coming in from Angeles University Foundation has brought them a 7-point. The players na madalas nakikita natin sa starting lineup.
Yes.
But I guess Kenneth Obioha had a bit of a replacement for him in this game.
J.M. Bautista in their last game against the Commandos of PIC scored only 2 points.
Now it's Elospa again rejected by Bautista. Good defense from the Dolphins. The lose. Ooh, that was a good contest from AUF. Not ready for the pass was his teammate. Elospa lines it up again. Couldn't work. Retrieving. Elospa again. 10 seconds remaining. Manalo trying to contest. Fight for it. Oh, another block coming in from Bautista. The lose again. Just 12 seconds remaining. They're going to have to be ready for this. Make it 10 now. Austria, the teammates are counting on him. A screen on the left. Fake. Leans on to go to the other side. And that is going to be the end of the second quarter. Not what PCU had expected, as AUF really good start to the first half, 38-29.
That hot start by AUF, everyone working as a well-oiled machine. Now I'm talking about AUF. A lot of contributions from different players, like what we had mentioned in this broadcast.
into the action we go. You're still watching the very first season of FEBL. Hans Galeria and Coach Anton de los Reyes with you. Angeles University Foundation leading by 9, 38-29 against the Philippine Christian University. Let's take a look at the first half highlights to make notice of what has happened. It has been a really hot start para sa Great Danes.
Charles Butison starting off the action. Remember, he scored 8 points in that first quarter alone. Pero si Lionel Failon, we had that conversation. Sino unang makaka-double figures? And Lionel Failon was actually that first person. Not to count out the inspired Troy Manipolo. Giving this game his all for his dad, who's celebrating his birthday tomorrow.
And we're going to find out if they can.
They need to make a rally and get back. And Troy Manipolo starts things off with that baseline jumper off of that pass from Dan Pascua. Almost a broken play, huh?
Yep.
Well, actually, it was.
It was a broken play.
Recover lang. Yes, it was just recovered by Pascua.
This is what we were talking about. Yung quarter na to is really crucial for the Dolphins. Dito nila madalas nakukuha yung momentum at kumpiyansa nila. So AUF would need to bring the same, but a block by Lievas gonna be there. Retrieved by him as well.
Hans Leva getting that block, retrieving that ball.
There he goes on both ends of the floor. Hans Lieva introducing himself. A quick timeout ang kinakailangan ng AUF. They know that this is gonna happen. We know that this is gonna happen. Trailing by just 5. Our PCU 38-33.
Konti kwento lang about the dugout. Hindi nga masaya si Coach B-Boy sa first half. Ayon sa kanya, hindi po pwede na mas gusto ng kalaban na manalo. Kaya naman he is asking his Dolphins to wake up sa remaining half and to get back sa focus dahil mas agresibo ang kalaban. Sa kabila naman, tuloy-tuloy lang ang defense and offense dahil masaya si Coach Mark to see na na-execute ang kanilang training and they start strong unlike their previous games. Sabi nga niya, nagbalik na muli ang init nila at kailangan nila ay maging consistent. Win or lose, we can see that his Great Danes are doing their best. Hans and Coach Anton?
Maraming salamat, Miss Angelica Sarmiento. And we really are seeing a bit more of that pressure and composure na nanggagaling dito sa PCU. Meanwhile, for AUF, they're gonna have to take care of business here, not let the Dolphins get the run of their own.
A quick 4-0 start para dito sa PCU Dolphins.
Pascua challenging the defense, wanting to go at it. Dairet could not believe the call. Siya ang binabangga daw sa pagkakataon na yun. But he had a little bit more on that defensive end.
So the referee saw otherwise. Dan Pascua now has a chance to get those 2 points from the 15-foot line. Now, I gotta go back earlier. Now, Hans Lieva did it on defense, and then on offense, that drop pass by Christian Ostia for that short baseline floater by Hans Lieva, no? Napakaganda ngayon ang pinapakita sa transition, sa depensa ng PCU to be able to get back into this ball game.
A 5-0 run by the Dolphins, AUF, and that is how you answer Dairit with a 3.
Angelo Dairit was way out. I mean, not way out, but that was about 2 feet away or a foot away from the 3-point line.
Coach, if we have a logo over there, that could be from the logo. Unfortunately, we don't. So, you know, that's not from the logo, but it could be Pascua stopping and popping, starting to heat up now in this second half.
So 3 straight points for Dan Pascua.
This is a 7-3 run. Buitison gets it back. Tries to absorb more of that contact, but Cruz is also activated for AUF.
Gian Cruz getting that offensive rebound, and we always say this, you gotta play or you gotta work that offensive defensive glass. Gian Cruz doing it on the offensive glass, now has a chance to get a traditional three-point play.
Fortunately, that's a miss, but a bit careless are the Dolphins. They get it back anyway. Score is 43-36. AUF keeping their distance very well, but aggressive as they may be are the Dolphins. Pascua challenged by the defense. Rekta kay Lieva ngayon. Using his size, his body, his length, not gonna be enough.
Nice fake by Han.
Si Tulabing. Nagmamadali na naman ang PCU. He leaves it to Pailon. That's another one of his shots. Wanting to retrieve it, but look at the big man bringing the ball down. A little too strong. Gets it anyway. Cruz leaves it for Atuel. Soft touch is gonna work for AUF.
So what's not working para dito sa PCU? Yung mga baseline jumper, yung mga short stab is working naman para sa AUF. That's why they are keeping the Dolphins at bay in this third quarter.
Back to the biggest lead of this game at 9. Ang AUF, they've made a run of their own as well. Manipolo, ooh, that is a foul. Called against AUF. He's also struggling to find his spots now. Ever since that 7 points, we've seen him open up the third quarter. But pressure has been there ever since.
Paul Tulabing making sure that Troy Manipolo will not get his game going. Talagang dikit na dikit ang depensa.
Now it's Manipolo against Tulabing. Ooh, what a move! That is good! From Troy Manipolo.
Troy Manipolo dropping Paul Tulabing like Kendrick Lamar dropping a diss track.
Oh man, he thought Tulabing was Drake. And that's exactly what happened. 11 points for the money man. That's momentum that you need if you're PCU. 7 seconds remaining. Elospa lines it up. Doesn't get the friendly bounce. Gets his own anyway. Fights through the defense. And he's gonna go back into the line to shoot for 2.
So JM Bautista committing that foul. That's gonna send MJ Elospa to the 15-foot line. Remember, he finished with 17 points in their last game against PLP. Now has a total of 8. If I'm not mistaken.
Make it 10 already for that
10.
guy.
There you go. Thank you very much for keeping track of that, Hans.
Oh man, 11 points already. For someone who's coming off the bench, we haven't really seen a lot of points from the bench of PCU. They're gonna have to do that, but Manipolo forcing that shot isn't gonna work. Elospa bringing the basketball down. Nagmamadali na naman si Buitison. Sasalubong itong si Obioha, but the force was too much. Blocking foul is called.
So Charles Buitison stepping on the gas, going head-to-head with Kenneth Obioha. Obioha getting called for that foul. Not a shooting foul according to our referees.
Now it's Quezon back into this game as well. Elospa getting some extended minutes here. Fake, goes inside, leaves it for Yodge for 3. That's good!
Nice pass by Marvin Elospa, not forcing the issue, making sure to get his teammates involved. Yodge Quezon just checking in, pero getting 3 points right away.
Now it's Obioha. PCU down by 12. This is the biggest lead that they have trailed. They need to chase. Obioha decides to take it again. Does not work. Look at Buitison against 2 of the Dolphins. They just find their way to get defensive possessions and make it work.
Charles Buitison really fighting for that leather. You mentioned against 2 PCU Dolphins players. He was able to pull that out. A great display of tenacity by Charles Buitison in today's ball game.
You know, coach, this is really the advantage if you have a guard who is really big in terms of length, and at the same time, you can expect him to guard even the big guys of the opposing team. That is what Charles Buitison brings to the table.
And that is important because, of course, there's a lot of switching going on during defense, and you want to be able to have players that can guard multiple positions. In that case, Charles Buitison is a good example of a guard that can switch to a big.
He's going to go back to the bench as of the moment, so the Great Danes are going to be playing without him. Lagman joins the party, but that is an offensive foul called against one of the Great Danes. That's a turnover for them. So maybe PCU can use that to hopefully bring themselves back into this game.
So that is something that they can use as momentum to cut this 12-point lead into single digits, as much as single digits before the end of this third quarter.
Oh, look at this. One of the newer players joined here in the party by Coach B-Boy Simon, as that is Antonio finally making his mark in this game. Unfortunately, that's Troy Manipolo hitting an air ball during that last possession that led to AUF back in terms of possession, sitting comfortably now with less than 2 minutes to go. Ooh. Now that right there is an offensive foul. May kalawit dun sa likod. And Abioha was left stunned, but Lagman is going to be called for the offensive foul.
Hooking is what the referees called L3 on that possession. Now you saw there earlier,
coach.
Git yung ba, but you saw earlier prior to that offensive possession ng AUF, no, Troy Manipolo not happy with himself, missing that mid-range jumper.
Now Manipolo decides to take it all the way. That is good from the money man, Troy Manipolo.
I like that he took it strong to the hole. Remember, his jump shots weren't falling. So eto naman, I'm going to take it inside. And that's a sign of a smart player because you're able to change up your offense. If this is not working for you, you're going to try something else to get your game going.
13 points already for Troy Manipolo, cutting the lead down to 10. Make that 9 now, and 14 for the money man. His services are really going to be needed in this time. They still have 1 minute and 15 to inch the gap closer, but AUF's not going to let that up at well. Gets it to MJ. Elospa being guarded by Pascua, but a 3-second violation is going to be called against Lagman. That's 2 turnovers already under his name.
So miscommunication from Lagman and Atuel. Not really sure about who's going to be inside the paint for that particular offensive set, but you're correct. 2 straight turnovers para kay Lagman, and you want to minimize that because you don't want to keep the door or have the door open para dito sa PCU.
Now it's the Luz finding the way inside. Not going to work. But look at Obioha having the advantage over one of the AUF players. That is Joshua Yalong. He knows he has the size, and he's going to have to force it inside. Kaya naman meron siyang dalawang chance dito. Make that 1.
Kenneth Obioha, he does have that size advantage. It's not so much as to his height, but it's his width. Like how he takes up so much space inside.
Unfortunately, both are misses. Pero yung bagong saltang si Antonio, that's another miss. Obioha again could not make it work. That's a total of 3. Dairit decides to take an easy 2 points.
That leak out by AUF, playing and masterfully executing that is Dairit.
12 points already para dito kay Angelo Dairit. Misses by PCU. Pascua, siya naman ang susunod na pupunta sa free throw line.
So they can't afford those misses dito sa free throw line because those points, laking bagay yan, yung mga free throws, those second chance opportunities, that is going to come back and haunt you in this ball game.
It's a good thing that Dan Pascua has made at least 2 free throws already, as a total of 6 points in this game. Make it 7. Those lucky bounces, even though they're lucky bounces, you will take them as long as they go in the basket. Final 7 seconds. Who gets the ball? It will stay with AUF, but that is 5 seconds remaining for the Great Danes. Are they aware of the situation? Atwell's going to be going for the inbound. He leaves it for Marzan. 3 seconds to go. Turnover. The Luz tosses it in. Only hits the backboard. But that is going to be the end of the third quarter. Coach Anton, parang walang nangyari. The lead stays at 9, 52-43 in favor of the AUF Great Danes. Back into the action we go. You are still watching the Far East Basketball League Season 1, the very first game of today's game day, brought to you by Fat Boys Pizza, Unlad International, Black Mamba, Transit Asia Auto Services Corporation, Embrace, Nature Spring, Easy Jersey, and Central Recreation and Fitness Center. My name is Hans Galeria, and together with me is Coach Anton de los Reyes, and that right there is Charles Buitison with his 12 points.
Oh, great pass inside to Charles Britison. Making it look easy on the other end. Quick answer para sa PCU. Kenneth Obioha getting the deuce inside.
You know, it's nice that they've been answering to what has been the offense that is working para dito sa kupunan ng AUF. But that's what I was about to talk about. PCU having to do it on both sides of the floor as well.
Now that defense of Derek Daluz picking up his man, 94 feet.
That's what he's known for. You know, just playing defense. Kung maalat man siya sa opensa, maaasahan mo talaga siya in terms of making and paving the way for this game. But a foul is going to be called against AUF, and the call by the coaching staff, or by the coach, of course, is to try to go for the review dahil lang nakita ng Great Danes dito ay bolang-bola ang depensa kontra kay Obioha.
Yes, on Kenneth Obioha, who actually had Troy Manipolo free at the right baseline, and he actually apologized to Troy Manipolo na hindi niya naibigay daw yung pasa na yon.
Because he was open too.
Yes.
And especially in this kind of situation or these kinds of moments, dito mo talaga siya aasahan na talagang gumana ng husto. But then you're also going to have to worry about Kenneth Obioha, who is currently having 9 points already in this game. Lionel Filon, we've seen him mark 10 points in the first half, but we haven't really seen him in the third quarter. Meanwhile, Troy Manipolo, the leading scorer, as expected, has 14 points para sa PCU.
So after that hot start of Lionel Filon carrying the fight para sa PCU, medyo nanlamig. Kung gaano kalamig dito sa ating venue sa Central Recreation and Fitness Center, ganun din kalamig ang laro ni Lionel Filon ng second half.
The challenge apparently, just like what we've heard from now we're going to take, or we're going to let our referees take note of it, but the challenge has been successful by AUF. That means no foul is going to be called against the side of the Great Danes.
Instead, it'll be a traveling, so it'll be a turnover or jump ball.
I guess it will stay.
Yes, it will stay.
They're gonna have to find another way. Good thing na nandito pa rin sa pwesto ng PCU ang bola so they can find ways to create more baskets. But that was, you know, a solid review, a solid call from one of our officials. The position arrow is going to be staying with the side of PCU, inbounding the play with 8:54 to go in the fourth quarter. Now it's Obioha. Tries to go back. It's winning time for PCU. The time should be now if they would want to get some points in. 3 seconds remaining. Obioha sizes up the defense. And you know what, Coach? Okay lang kahit walang free throw. I got this in the bag.
That smooth jumper by Kenneth Obioha. Wow.
Now it's Antonio guarding one of the heavy hitters in Buitison and Lagman. He was found guilty by one of our officials. Ang hatol ng ating mga opisyal is an offensive foul against L3.
Kenneth Obioha hitting the deck. It's not easy to have Kenneth Obioha fall down like that.
A chance to cut it down to 2 possessions on PCU. Can they make something happen here? Antonio gets it to Kenneth. Now Manipolo finding some space. Too strong of a shot. L3 running away. Good pass to Gian Cruz. And he was able to convert with a lucky bounce.
You see those 2 bigs ng AUF running the floor. Wow, that's a beauty. That's so nice to see. If you're the head coach of AUF.
Lead back up to 9 now. Para sa kupunan ng Angeles University Foundation. Can it be cut? Apparently not. By Derek Daluz. Buitison carefully bringing the ball down. 7:20 remaining in this game. Atwell decides to push up the tempo. Now I believe this is Quison. L3 grabs it. Gets rejected by Obioha. Cruz. And there is a foul from down low. I believe that's Daluz. Derek Daluz had no choice but to commit the foul. As Gian Cruz, the tower of power for AUF, is down under already.
Derek Daluz getting called for that hacking foul underneath. I would say that's a good foul because Gian Cruz from inside, that would almost be automatic.
Now it's Lagman. He gets it to Cruz. This is the automatic that you were talking about. Good defense being played by PCU. And now they have a chance to run. Manipolo finding the lose and then to Pascua. And that is a foul.
That's textbook fast break play. Troy Manipolo giving it up to Derek Daluz, giving it up to his big Dan Pascua running the floor. Gets the foul.
But again, that has been the story of this game for PCU. Now I'm actually wondering, diba, gaano kaya karami na ang kanilang mga naimintis na free throws? It would have been enough to close the gap down, but you know, he still made one. That's free throw number 4 already na naipasok nitong si Pascua for a total of 8 points in this game. Now it's Buitison. Pascua on the defensive end. Buitison not gonna get it. Cruz, good patience down under for 2 points.
That footwork of Gian Cruz just amazing inside. Lionel Pailon, nothing he could do there.
A total of 4 points in this quarter, 7 in the game for the tower of power of AUF. Manipolo sizing up to Labing, decides to go left. That is a good move. Just not enough pressure, but that is another foul to be called against Angeles University Foundation.
Gian Cruz getting called for that foul. Not happy with that. He wanted that block so badly against Lionel Pailon.
Time starting to run out now on the side of PCU.
A shade under 6 minutes. Like what you said, it's winning time if they want to be able to pull this off. PCU has to start with their run.
I mean, they have been doing runs, right? This has been one of the more eventful games that we've had here in this league, as, you know, Filon has made one of his 2 free throws. That is going to be a total of 11 points now for the guy. Unfortunately, that is still the only point that he has scored in this half. But the lead is back down to single digits, 58-49. PCU is going to have to play defense. Lagman being hounded by Obioha. Now Buitison having the size advantage. He recognizes it. Goes up against Troy. Lagman goes for 3. That is no good, but look at Buitison down low. Problema lang, hindi nga lang talaga sumapit or tumama ng mabuti yung bola sa kanya.
So Charles Buitison skying high for that rebound. Just could not corral it. Now it's going to go to PCU.
Obioha playing a lot of minutes in this game, I have to say. He's going to have to save up his energy for now. Manipolo goes to the left, finding Austria. He's made a 3. Not going to be enough that time. That is a rebound coming in from Gian Cruz. 3 Dolphins quite out of there. There's Atuel. Look at the defense. Now it's Carino. Bagong salang pa lang itong si Andre Carino. The cold hands are, you know, what placed that on the outside of the ball.
But that ball, though, hit Gian Cruz when he was crossing over. And when it hit Gian Cruz's foot, bumalik sa kanya.
That was unfortunate.
That's kumbaga unlucky bounce yung mga ganyan.
And that was also an unlucky break from PCU that would have been converted into 2 points. Best case scenario, look at Buitison forcing his way for 2 points.
Charles Buitison gliding in for that 2 points. Nothing the Dolphins defense could do in that possession.
14 points already para dito kay CJ Buitison. Manipolo looks to do the same. Tipsy-do. Euro step is good.
Sidestep beauty by Troy Manipolo. Again, taking it inside, getting success when he goes inside the lane is Troy Manipolo.
Making it 16 points for the money man. Now it's CJ Buitison forcing his way inside. That's not going to work that time. But look at Obioha. He is down. And he's feeling somewhat of the pressure. A challenge is going to be called by the PCU Dolphins. There's been, you know, quite some unnecessary contact yan ang tingin nitong si Kenneth Obioha.
But I think what they're going to challenge is the last touch. So who touched it last? Because from our vantage point, from my view, I thought Charles Buitison touched it last. So let's see what the replay will show our referees, our game officials.
Yeah, we're going to have to find that out, especially with 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in this game. AUF still leading by 9, 60-51. A crucial point is going to be taken note sa kung sino nga ba talaga ang may huling tanga ng bola in this game. They're taking a look at that right now in case you guys are missing it. And I'm sure they're doing their best to just find and locate where it is happening. It seems like they have come up with the decision, especially now. And apparently so. You see one of our officials running away, going into the officials table because the challenge has been successful. Last touch of the AUF Great Danes. Kaya naman babalik ang bola ngayon sa PCU. Good, honest defense by Kenneth Obioha. Maybe that's going to give him extra momentum in getting back this ball game.
So that is something that we are going to look forward to, look out for. The momentum swing, the momentum shift. That's a foul on Dairit. Not a good foul because you're stopping the clock and you're inching closer to penalty. So medyo
they're going to have to be careful.
Yes.
Yeah. This is already a situation. Maliabo wide open, couldn't convert. That is unfortunate for the Dolphins. close to a penalty situation ngayon ang AUF. They're gonna have to be careful with their fouls. Pero lamang pa rin naman sila ng 9 na puntos. Lagman gets it to Dairit. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Stepping back, finding Quezon. And then to Buitison. Sidestep, jab step. What is he gonna do? That's a teardrop. Not gonna work. In a 24-second shot clock violation. Good defense by the Dolphins.
Nice defensive set na pinakita ng Dolphins doon. Shot clock expired on Buitison. Had to put that up. Did not hit the ring. That's why the shot clock did not reset.
Now they're gonna go ahead. Just a bit more. 9 points ang hinahabol ng PCU. Do they have time? Can they make a shot? Or will AUF play better defense? 13 seconds remaining. Austria decides to line it up. That is not the best shot available for this team. Now, another turnover is going to be costly. Manipolo, nagmamadali. Nahanap si Obioha. Quick stutter step for that 2 points.
A great pass by Troy Manipolo. Again, I always say this, you gotta reward your bigs for running the floor.
Oh, that is good defense. All hands up from Failon. The lose. Obioha gets it to go.
Derek
A quick
Daluz.
4-0 run. Make it a 13-point performance from Kenneth Obioha. What a way to keep themselves back in this game. 60-55 with 2 minutes and 26 seconds to go. We are currently on the watch for the end of this very first game. The first game of a quadruple header between the PCU Dolphins and the AUF Great Danes. AUF sitting comfortably at the 5-0 record in first place. But PCU looking forward to share that with them with a record of 5-1.
They want to end this first round on a good note, trying to go 6-1.
Look at this though, there's a contest in terms of the call here. Coach B-Boy Simon blatantly telling our officials that he wants a review and he wants to go at it as well. This is going to be really important, especially 2 minutes and 14 seconds na lamang ang natitira sa ating game clock. Any possession advantage or disadvantage is going to be crucial for both of the teams.
It will indeed be crucial. 5-point lead separating both teams in this hotly contested first round matchup ng PCU at AUF. Like what I mentioned, PCU wanting to end this first round on a good note, trying to go 6-1, habang ang AUF naman wants to go 6-0.
They're trying to contest the call made here on whether or not Charles Buitison is guilty of an offensive foul or not. We're gonna figure that out by the call of our officials na ngayon ay pinapanood ang reviews and the replays. They're trying to figure out what the potential call is going to be like for both of the teams, especially in this situation as of the moment. It seems like our officials have already made a decision. The call is going to be, or the challenge is going to be unsuccessful. Yan ang tawag ng ating mga opisyal. So matatawagan pa rin ng personal foul itong si Troy Manipolo, and the Great Danes are gonna keep possession.
So that's going to be a foul on Troy Manipolo. No charging foul there para kay Charles Britison.
Setting up their inbound play now are the Great Danes. They leave it for Elospa, who's back in the game going up against Obioha. That is a traveling violation. If you're the Great Danes, you can't really be happy about that.
That door was shut by Kenneth Obioha on Marvin Elospa's drive. Had to lift his pivot foot because he had nowhere to go.
Final 2 minutes of this game now being called by the rest of the members in Manipolo. Too strong of a shot. Obioha retrieves it. And now Manipolo finds Kenneth again. Almost a turnover. He keeps possession of the basketball. He's gonna fight to get his way inside. But that's gonna be another one of those good defense played by the side of AUF 4 seconds to go.
So the Great Danes not giving a chance for PCU to get any good looks on that offensive possession.
Obioha though, too short, retrieves it, almost a make. It's been that kind of story all throughout for Kenneth Obioha. Now another challenge, that is a second challenge. Now wait, look at this. Vince Atuel already with 5 fouls. Unfortunately for the side of AUF, Obioha has one less defender to worry about.
So Vince Atuel hitting the showers early for today's ball game. But how unlucky was Kenneth Obioha on that offensive rebound?
You know, he's always at the right place at the right time.
He is. Because he has that wide body that he just really makes space. Yung mga defenders talagang naitatabi niya eh.
And he's made both of those.
What a time for those free throws to go in para dito kay Kenneth Obioha.
Exactly. Before that set of free throws, I believe he's like 1 for 4, right? And if he made all of those, they would have been tied up right now.
Oh my goodness.
Dairit though, he's not gonna make it. A possession separating these two teams now. This is what we expect. This is how it should be. Now Obioha bringing it to Manipolo now. Asking a set from Lieva. Obioha fakes it. Decides to go inside. Blocked. Rejected by Buitison.
Charles Britison keeping in step with Kenneth Obioha on that offensive set ng PCU. Great defense. Giving 3 seconds na lang para dito sa PCU to make something out of this possession.
That's a lot of time, but it's also not a lot of time. Obioha lines it up. Just too strong. Off to the left it goes. Elospa with a rebound, and Buitison carefully bringing the basketball down. Buitison again goes for the inside. Not gonna work. They're gonna run. Manipolo. 50 seconds remaining. A quick foul. Not the best of fouls because they're already in penalty situation.
I believe Gian Cruz was looking at the incorrect foul tally.
Ooh.
He was looking at that 3 team fouls na unfortunately para sa PCU yun.
Oh, look at this chest move now.
Oh.
This is Santiago. He's never had any sort of experience heading into this game.
But he's being given a chance to play.
Oh wow, Manipolo.
Clutch free throws for Troy Manipolo. Getting the first to go.
17 points already for the money man. Something that you'd expect from the leading scorer of the PCU Dolphins. 47 to go. Folks, you're gonna have to watch every bit of the final frame. I don't even know if it's the final frame. I'm calling it now.
But what a ball game we are being treated to at this point. 60-58. AUF, we thought they were going to run away with this ball game.
That's right. But apparently the second half has been the hometown of the PCU Dolphins for some reason. Manipolo, another crucial free throw is not going to work. In and out it goes. 60-58. It stays with a single possession. but an inch closer are the Dolphins. Elospa. Oh, that is a foul. Called against Lionel Failon. They're still not in the penalty situation, but that's a fresh 14 called for the side of AUF.
So the next foul ng PCU will send the Great Danes into the free throw or to the free throw line.
A timeout is going to be called by the AUF Great Danes just to put some thought into the next possession, especially in these kinds of situations where the record of an undefeated streak is on the line. They're going to have some work to do here.
And you see their head coach, Mark De Guzman, wanting to get a quality possession. 14 seconds, remember, 14 seconds they have to work with, or they have for this offensive set. I'm gonna dump it down low to Gian Cruz because he does have that advantage inside.
You know, another thing that they also have to worry about is, do they exhaust the entirety of that 14 seconds, right? Because if you do and you make a shot, then it only is the final possession of the game unless PCU decides to talk it over. But we're about to find that out right now. Possession going inside, almost a steal. That is not gonna be a steal just yet. Now it's Cruz slowing it down. That's 6 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Dairit lights it up. Not gonna work. Manipolo, Obioha, down low. Ball stolen by Elospa. Now it's Witison charging inside. Maling Pectus, but there's Dairit. Ball going over. There's Obioha again. Can he find the way inside the basketball? He does! Gets it to go! All 60 with 2 seconds remaining. Manipolo and Obioha. The inbound outlet connection has been working wonders for the PCU Dolphins.
Prior to that, 2-pointer by Kenneth Obioha to tie it. The ball was tapped. He touched it last, and it went over to AUF. But unfortunately, AUF was not able to convert. PCU getting the rebound, and that outlet was still there. But we still have 2 seconds remaining in this ball game. The referee's checking to see if there's more than 2 seconds for AUF to have something to try to pull this game out.
Again, this is a battle of 1 and 2, the first seed and the second seed. The final possession will be going to the side of AUF. They will be the decider on whether or not we will be going to the first overtime of today, or will we be going to our next set of games for today's game day. We are about to find that out right now. My goodness. 2 seconds.
Exhilarating ball game we have for our Friday quadruple header.
This is how it's supposed to go. If you're looking at the top 2 teams of the league, this is exactly why Manipolo was excited. This is why Gian Cruz was looking forward to this game. Tulabing with the inbound now. With Ison finding Dairit, and that is gonna be going nowhere but outside. And we are going nowhere but here, as it is going to the overtime. PCU making a run for it. AUF, we're gonna be going another 5 minutes. All 60 is the score. are still watching the very first game of Far East Basketball League Season 1. Kami naman, at sila na talaga to, as AUF and PCU, the 1 and 2 seed of this league, is going to be going at it for another 5 minutes. All momentum is now on the side of PCU. Manipolo has it swiped from behind, but the referees have also seen that. That is a foul, but there is a challenge on the call this time around by the Great Danes.
So head coach Mark De Guzman, or Coach Mark De Guzman, wanting a challenge for this particular possession, saying that was a clean swipe. But we were talking about this earlier, Hans. This is your third overtime game, 2 of which you and I have been partners.
Yeah, I've been part of like 3 overtime games, dude.
Here in the FEBL.
Yeah, I'm not even surprised. Like, when you guys have really lopsided games, I would always have the really crucial ones. And for some reason, it always happens.
Unsuccess challenge 16-5.
And apparently,
After
it
that
will
review,
stay
yeah.
as is. And you're looking at our officials as of the moment. And in case you're not hearing their conversation, well, I'm about to tell you that right now. It is unsuccessful. The foul is going to be called against MJ Elospa. And the money man is going to go and try to go for 19.
So Troy Manipolo, or the money man, coming up empty on that possession. Crucial free throws for both of these squads. This is how close this ball game is. Went to overtime.
Well, look at them, though. That is 2 misses from Troy. The loose trying to pat up his head to just, keep it up. But he's visibly frustrated with that. 4:20 remaining in this game, in this overtime period. Now it's Lagman, Buitison, Tolabing. And there you have Elospa and also Dairet for AUF. Meanwhile, it's the Luz, Failon, Antonio, Manipolo, and Obioha playing really good defense. And that's another possession lost by the Great Danes.
So PCU getting the stops that they want. It's the offense that's needed for them to get this lead.
Santiago's going to be going back to the bench. D'Angelo Pasqua joining in on the party once more. Para sa PCU Dolphins, it's still deadlock, 60 all. A minute has passed by in this game. Someone's going to have to break the ice. Now it's Manipolo using another jab step, forcing up a 3. Goes to the other side of the backboard. And you know where that's going, to AUF's possession.
Oh, nice pick set by his teammate for that 3. Just not able to connect is Troy Manipolo.
Gian Cruz, hounded by Failon. Picks up the basketball. Gets it to Dairit. Wide open he is. Couldn't get it to go. Failon with the rebound. Now it's the Luz picking up the pace. He finds some room. Tries to get it inside. Couldn't get the friendly bounce to go. And that is another foul called against Lionel Failon. That is already his 3rd personal foul. And we're at overtime. So any foul means they're going to go to the charity stripe.
So that penalty situation is just going to be carried over here in our overtime period. Lionel Failon with a costly foul. Lots of contact on that drive by Derek Daluz, but no whistle from our officials, letting them play. Angelo Dairit making good on that first free throw.
Already 13 points have been scored here by Angelo Dairit. Just, providing lots of that spark. He missed that second free throw, but at least the deadlock has already been broken. It's AUF leading by 1. but a chance to also take the lead are what the Dolphins have. Austria finding Obioha mid-range again, and it is blocked by Dairit. Buitison rushing before the defense is prepared. Hindi man niya makukuha yung layup, but he will get a chance for 2 free throws.
So Charles Buitison stepping on the gas, like what you said, not waiting for the defense of PCU to set up. Making sure that they were going to get the 2 points in a hurry or in a flash.
Buitison, 2 free throws, making the first one. He has a total of 15 already in this game. And the lead is up to 2 para sa Great Danes. Pangalawang bugso ay pumasok para dito kay Charles. Make it 16 already for the big guard of AUF. 63-60 is the score. Pasqua leaves it to Troy. Being hounded by the double team. Pasqua finds Obioha down low. Soft touch is good for Kenneth Obioha.
Nice high-low play by Dan Jello Pasqua and Kenneth Obioha. That double team taken advantage of by
Speaking
the
of which,
Dolphins.
a disadvantage now. They're missing one more person, but unfortunately, Tulabing is going to be called for a lane violation as he's stepping towards the baseline.
Ran out of real estate was Paul Tulabing. You got to be aware of your position at the court at all times.
Now it's Pasqua, guarded by Buitison. Manipolo, now against Tulabing. Pasqua has some space, playing against the screen, and that is good from Dan Pasqua.
D'Angelo Pasqua stepping up in this overtime period, getting that assist to Kenneth Obioha, now scoring 2 points.
But look at this, Buitison with a quick answer.
Charles Buitison using his left, getting that layup to go.
18 points now for Buitison. And now, AUF is back in the lead. The bench screaming defense towards PCU's possession. Failon, Obioha faking it, stepping right back up. Off to the right it goes. Good defense by the Great Danes.
Gian Cruz high up for that rebound, making sure to get that possession for his Great Dane squad.
Buitison asking for a screen from the right. He uses it again. Pasqua, not the best shot available for them there. Manipolo, ooh. That was almost a steal, but that right there is going to be a call in terms of a challenge that is made by the PCU Dolphins. They were blatantly telling our officials that it was the last touch of AUF.
So that's what we are going to review, if it indeed was touched by MJ Elospa in that fast break opportunity. We thought it was going to be a wasted possession, but apparently a challenge.
It was a challenge made by PCU in terms of that fast break opportunity. They were thinking of whether or not this was last touch by, I believe it was MJ Elospa. You know, MJ Elospa has been mostly where the challenges are coming from.
He's been in the thick of the action so far.
He's always been in that scenario, and we're about to find that out right now.
Challenge sa card review last that's wide 16.
And in case you guys are missing it, as I was talking to one of the officials, it was indeed last touch by Elospa. 44 seconds, 20 seconds remaining for PCU to, formulate how they're going to get some points up.
So that challenge was successful.
Ooh, Failon, quick two. Not going to work. I don't know about that, coach. This is starting to be pressure situation from both of the teams. Buitison, he could ice it out with a 3. He could extend it with a 2. Elospa finding Witison down low. He could not get the shot to fall, but he will still have a chance to extend it to 3 points.
So Troy Manipolo getting called for that foul underneath on Charles Bitison. He lost that ball. It was tapped, just recovered by his teammate.
Already 4 fouls for Troy Manipolo. Meanwhile, for Charles Buitison, this is already his 19th point. Exactly 24 seconds remaining in our game clock. Buitison needs to make this, and he does. That only means one thing. Timeout is called by Coach B-Boy Simon and the rest of the PCU Dolphins. Buitison with a 20-point performance to give AUF the lead.
So 3-point lead for AUF. 24 seconds remaining. Now, here's the important part. There is a chance for PCU to inbound from the half, which will give them 14 seconds on the shot clock, or inbound from the baseline, which will give them the full 24. So it's going to be up to Coach B-Boy Simon what he wants to do in this particular situation.
Pero guys, in case na nabibitin pa kayo sa aksyon na meron tayo ngayon, we also have the next game of the PUP Radicals kontra sa PIC Commandos later in just a few minutes. Depende kung ito na ba ang katapusan ng ating unang laro or will we go for another one? Because statistics have proven that when we're together in this panel, it could go either way. But yeah, as of this moment,
I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
On my end, I wouldn't really be surprised. This is how it's gonna go. Now they're gonna go for a half-court possession, which only gives them like, what, 8 seconds to go. Now they get ito Santiago. They find Obioha for 3. Doesn't get it to fall. They get another possession. Daluz for 3. No good. Now they're gonna have to foul. No time remaining. Those were 2 possessions, 2 opportunities for the side of PCU, and they were unable to convert. And now, adding insult to injury, Kenneth Obioha also with 5 fouls, already fouling out of the situation.
So those were 2 good possessions from the 3. Now, prior to that 3-pointer of Kenneth Obioha, which came up short, it went to Derek Daluz.
Ooh, but look at this.
Could have gotten those 3s to go, tie this ball game up.
But look at this. And the pressure is burning even more for Gian Cruz. He has to make this. And he does. 68-64. Now, if you are the side of AUF, all you need is to not foul and you're good.
So all they need to do is just let it go.
Substitutions are being made. Buitison is out. They wanted to put in some of their best defenders, AUF. Austria lines up a 3. That's good! Hold up! Wait a minute! That's another foul! How much time do we have left? I have no clue.
It says 0 on our shot on our timer.
Oh man. It has to be around point something. We don't know how that point something is. But Austria just made things a lot more complicated for AUF. They're not going down with a fight, or without a fight rather. Look at this. Shooting it from the left elbow. Christian Austria, he only had 3 points in this game, and that happened in the first quarter. He opened this game with a 3-pointer.
That was a buzzer beater of a 3.
It was.
In their first possession.
And Coach Anton, this is
hitting it.
point 8 To be specific,
Point
to everybody
8.
watching, this is point 8, and look at this now. Cruz missing on that first free throw. 0.8 seconds remaining. I repeat, 0.8. I don't know how we're gonna find that way to get into the basketball, but Gian Cruz,
I'm thinking they're just gonna miss it.
and he makes it instead. No more timeouts. Look at this. The lose doesn't go.
That actually would have counted.
Oh my goodness. That would have almost been double overtime
Oh my goodness.
if it weren't for the lose make. But that is going to be the end of the basketball game. This is a win for Angeles University Foundation upon getting another one of those possessions available. And that is it for this game. PCU is going to fall to 5-2. AUF is going to be ascending to 6-0.
And that ball game, you can't get any closer than this. 69-67, 2 points separating the teams after overtime. We needed an extra 5 minutes.
My goodness, the intensity of this game has gone absolutely insane. There's been a lot of things that could potentially end in this matchup as of the moment, but when you take a look at it, the best player of this game, in my opinion, you're probably seeing him right now, or not, has to be Charles Butison, coach.
Charles Butison, 20 big points in this ball game to go along with the rebounds, the way he controlled today's game, and how he was able to make sure that AUF was going to go to this.
This time, we're going to be tossing it over to Miss Angelica Sarmiento to interview our best player of the game.
Kasama ko na nga ang ating best player of the game once again, Charles Butison. Charles, congratulations on that winning streak. Hanggang ngayon, unbreakable and unbeaten pa rin kayo. And sa tingin mo, anong strategy yung nag-work sa inyo para sa spontaneous performance na to?
Siguro yung ano lang namin, sistema, kaya patuloy yung pagpanalo namin. Tsaka consistent yung mga teammates ko. Credit sa mga coaches ko dahil wala silang sawang sumuporta at turuan kami. Tsaka sa mga credits sa mga teammates ko kasi lahat kami nag-step up para maiuwi yung panalo.
Thank you so much. At in the last minute, the PCU Dolphins got even with you at hindi nila kayo pinadaling manalo in our overtime. Paano nyo na-manage ibalik yung momentum and win the game?
Siguro nag-doble lang tala kami trabaho, lalo na sa mga lapses namin, tsaka yung lapses ko. So talagang pinush lang kami ng coach ko na tuloy-tuloy lang para maiuwi yung panalo nga. Kaya yun, nagbunga naman. Worth it naman yung paghirap namin yun. So, yun.
Once again, congratulations. At baka meron ka rin gustong batiin or shout out.
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon na para sa kanya yung panalo namin. Tsaka shout out ko yung family ko, yung AUF community, yung sports coordinator namin, tsaka kay Coach Limuel. Siyempre yung Rivera Law, JKP family, at siyempre yung family ko, yung mama at papa ko, tsaka kay Seven, tsaka kay Severina. Ayun lang.
Thank you so much and congratulations sa iyo at sa AUF ratings. And that concludes our Game 1 dito sa FEBL. Back to you, gentlemen.
Maraming salamat to Miss Angelica Sarmiento together with our best player of the game. That right there is Charles Butison, coach. It has been one hell of a matchup. That was an amazing performance from both of the teams.
That was indeed an amazing performance by both teams. Our 1 and 2 teams, number 1 and number 2 teams, competing, needing an extra 5 minutes to decide this ball game. 2 points separated them in the end. Like what you mentioned, AUF pulling this one out.
A performance of the ages made by both of the teams, but it was Angeles University Foundation streak extended para sa Great Danes. Magbabalik po ang FEBL Season 1.